In this lesson, we will do solving quadratic equations by factoring. So remember that the first step in any type of factoring is to factor out the greatest common factor. So in this equation, I will factor out the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor is x. They both have x. So this is x times x, and then the other one is 2 times x. The x is common. So my greatest common factor is x. So x times x is x squared plus x times 2 is 2x. And this is equal 0. And then since the product of these two is equal to 0, therefore its factor is equal to 0. We split the factors and equate it to 0. Then we solve for x. One value of x is 0. The other one, this is an ordinary linear equation. So to solve for x, we do the opposite operation. So this is 0 pairs. X is equal to negative 2. So these are the roots or the solutions. We have x is equal to 0 or x is equal to negative 2. How do we check our answer? We plug in that to the original equation, x squared plus 2x equals 0. If x is 0, you square that. This is also 0. So we know that that is 0, this is 0, 0 equals 0. Also, we substitute x or negative 2 to our x squared. This is negative 2, you square that, plus 2 times negative 2 equals 0. So this will be negative 4. Negative 2 to the second power, this is inside parentheses, so this will be positive. So positive 4 minus 4 is 0, and 0 is equal to 0. Okay. Another example. I will do the same. Find the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor of these two is 4. So we have here 4x times x. The other one is 4x times 2. So our GCF is 4x. The greatest is 4x. Factor it out. And then what is left here is just x. And then on the other side is negative 2. So 4x times x is 4x squared. And 4x times negative 2 is negative 8x equals 0. And then we split the factors and equate each factor into 0. 4x equals 0. Then x minus 2 equals 0. Then this is an ordinary linear equation. We solve for x by doing or adding the inverse operation. So this is 0 pairs. X is equal to 2. So this is one value of x. And this one, we can divide both sides by 0. That is 1. 1x is equal to 0. This is the other value of x. So x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 2. Again, if you want to check your answer, you just substitute the values to the equation and you should get a 0. Okay. Last example. What if it is like this? So in this case, if you look at the first two examples, this is both equal to 0. So that is what we're going to do. We have to equate it into 0. So how do we do that? By subtracting 5x to both sides. So this side will become 0. And so I have 16x squared minus 20x. And then I'm going to get the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor between 16 and 20, x. So this is 4x times 4x, while the other one is 4x times 5. So my GCF is 4x. So factor out the 4x, I have 4x minus 5 is equal to 0. Again, I'm going to split the factors and equate each factor into 0. 4x minus 5 equals 0, and I will solve for x. Here, the inverse of multiplication is division, so divide both sides by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1, 1x, and 0 divided by 4 is 0. This is my one of the roots. And then here, I have to add 5 to both sides because the inverse of subtraction is addition. So this is 0 pairs. So 4x is equal to 5. Then to solve for x, I will divide both sides by 4 because the inverse operation of multiplication is division. So x is equal to 5 over 4. So these are the two values of x. One is 0, and then the other one is 5 over 4. Okay.